Hello, you are listening to Between Sets. This is Fuzz.
Mate.
Last episode of the season. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. We've had a weird couple of weeks, I think, when it's come to recording this.
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since we last actually did a catch-up podcast.
Yeah.
It's a lot to catch up on. Well, I don't know about you. You're quite a boring old man, aren't you?
I
With a
really
haircut, that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting bored of my hair. I'm quite happy to just shave it off at this point, but here we are.
Do it. Join the dark side.
Yeah.
The shiny head dark side.
My wife basically says, "No, just leave it a little bit longer. It's receding. It annoys me. I can't be asked. I'll just get rid of it. Doesn't bother me."
Mate, been there, got a t-shirt, buddy. 10 years I've been bald for now. It's probably like an anniversary coming up. A bald anniversary.
Bald anniversary. How are we doing? How are you feeling?
Yeah, so we had to delay again. Last time we delayed because you were extremely tired, right? Because you're an old man.
Yeah. I got sent to my room to go to sleep because I was falling asleep mid-conversation. So I probably wouldn't have ended particularly well if we'd recorded a podcast anyway. So
that'd have been good content, I think.
Burning the candle at both ends, I think, is the phrase, you know?
Yeah. And then we had to delay it again because I was ill, which we're a white pair, mate. White pair pricks, we are, aren't we?
We are shit.
But last week, though, no word of a lie, it is probably the most pain I've ever experienced in my life. 3 days of severe abdominal pain, no sleep. I couldn't eat a single thing. And I was constantly either, if I wasn't shitting, I was being sick. And if I wasn't being sick, guess what I was doing? Shitting. It was a circle of shit. It really was.
Really firing out, yeah.
But I lost about 3 stone. No, I don't know. I didn't weigh myself. It definitely felt like I lost something. Lost a part of me, that's for sure.
Lost a few bits by the sound of it.
Oh, yeah.
What's the difference between, a man with chronic diarrhea and severe depression?
They're both dealing with a lot of shit.
Well, that's a good answer. I like that. But the man with depression, it feels like the bottom's falling out of his world, whereas the man with chronic diarrhea feels like the world's falling out of his bottom.
Oh, okay. That's a dark penguin rapper joke, that one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's not a Christmas joke, is it?
I've got a few of them. That one I just came up with just now,
Oh, yeah. Look at you doing stand-up on your sofa sitting down.
Yeah.
What else have you been up to apart from your hair, then? Holding on to your hair, everything that you have at this point.
Yeah, that's me. I went for a haircut. That's 3 weeks of content right there. Let's talk about that some more. I went to play some airsoft over the weekend, which is good.
Yes, you're receding, but you're still playing with toys.
Listen, I've got to do something to keep me young,
Yeah, you got to balance.
I'm old enough in many other contexts. So to give the listeners and viewers a bit of an idea, it took us a good 5 minutes before we could even start this podcast because I couldn't figure out the settings for my microphone /speakers /
I want to provide a bit more context, right? Anything. So basically, he was claiming that he couldn't hear me. I felt like I was doing something wrong. The tech guy, right? Anyway, turns out he could hear me fine if he just took his headphones off because I was coming out the fucking laptop.
I think that's like tech gaslighting, isn't it, really? I'm that shit. I can make other people feel like they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's you have to cut 5 minutes off this podcast just to get our time back.
Yeah. But I mean, I went airsofting at the weekend, which is good fun. One of my clients, Damien, came with me, and I quote, after I led him to great victory, we did some shit. "I'm never following you again," was his exact words. I decided to take him on a bit of a cross-country route through some brambles, and he didn't particularly enjoy it. My legs are cut to shit right now.
Yeah, but was it worth it? Probably not.
Yeah. I nailed a ghillie sniper right between the eyes, right there.
Like, what did you get out of it? Just a bit of a buzz, I guess. There's no trophies.
Yeah,
well,
you'd know if you turned up.
I know, but I was ill. 2, I was busy. 3, I'd rather not.
Well, you don't know you'd rather not because you've never done it before.
I have done it before. I've done it a couple of times when I was like 10. Because it is a
about paintballing.
No. I've done paintballing as well. No, it's just
Yeah,
BB guns, isn't it? With big guns.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. I've done it
It's fun.
before. Like, I think I
You should do
prefer
it.
paintballing because you can see, like, people can't lie. Like, when I was playing Airsoft last time, the amount of times
Mm.
I definitely hit people and they're like, oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Prove it. I'm like, I'll fucking smash your face in, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you get a little bit of that, but I'm kind of past the point of getting
Oh,
annoyed
I'm
about it
getting
at
a
this
phone
point.
call. This is how busy
Mm.
I am now. Look, I'm getting phone calls on a podcast. I've made it,
Jesus.
Mike. I've made it.
I couldn't tell you
Anyway,
if anyone
sorry.
phoned
I'll
me.
mute that.
So, do you remember, like, I don't know, 20-ish years ago when people used to download and pay for ringtones?
Oh, the Crazy Frog was what it was all about, mate.
Yeah. These days, I get annoyed if I leave, like, sounds on my phone.
Oh, so the reason why that's going off is because for some reason it's not connected to my watch. Normally, yeah, it just
Yeah,
silences.
okay. So something's connected to something.
Yeah, yeah. My watch is dying. I'm getting messages galore. Let's see. This is. I need to just turn my phone off, mate. I've asked to. I have to
Yeah.
put it on like a work mode. There we go.
Do you have a
Anyway,
do not disturb function on your phone which you set up?
yeah. It normally goes off. Well, it used to go off automatically when I actually had a job, but now it's like I don't really want to like mute clients. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, so I've my do not disturb function goes on from about 5 p.m. and it
Okay.
stays that way through till 5 a.m.
Nice. See,
Yeah.
you've got your life sorted out, mate. At the minute, I can't afford to say no to a client. I am like, I basically am bent over at this point. I'm on
I
my
mean, it's not
knees,
that I'll
bent
say no to
over.
clients. I'll say no to clients, or I just won't say yes to them outside of the hours of 5 p.m. and 5 a.m.
Yeah. To be
Although
fair, like,
people get a little bit,
I'll,
people get concerned when they send me a message in the evening at sort of a reasonable hour, say 6 p.m., but I'm not
yeah,
responding to them till like 4:30 in the morning. And they're like, "Why are you responding now, you weirdo?" And I'm sort of hoping it wakes them up a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Welcome to my world, bitch. You wake me up, I wake
Yeah,
you up.
yeah, bring it.
Um, but to be fair though, like, I do have chatbots on quite a lot of my platforms, so
Hmm.
I could just like, yeah, just leave it.
Have your
Does
chatbots
work.
started like responding or saying anything weird yet?
No. It's not using AI. I program the whole thing.
Okay.
Well, some of it is using AI, but basically you provide it with the context, and it uses AI to
Hmm.
just reword slightly, just very slightly.
Okay.
You have like a radius bar of like how much that it wants to go off script. I'm like, just try and like
Really
2%, like yeah, like 2% off script will do.
interesting. Well, what if you like? Do you not want to like screw around with it a little bit and just dial it up to 100%?
Well, no, because then it might just start talking like French or something. I don't know. I don't really want it to.
Also, bonjour.
Anyway, right.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we announced the competition giveaway sort of thing. What, a few weeks ago now? Not a
Yes.
single fucker has entered it, which means I get a second mug. Fuck you guys. I'm keeping the mug. All right. To be
Double
fair,
sipping.
yeah, it does end on Friday. The what is it? 3rd of May.
Yeah.
So depending on when this goes out, you might have an hour. You might have 3 days.
Who knows?
All you got to do is tag 2 fucking friends, mate. If you haven't got 2 friends, that's probably why you're listening to this podcast. To be fair, I think we've shot ourselves in
Yeah.
the foot there.
Maybe that's what we should go into. Maybe we should like. This is how you make friends and meet people.
Yeah, that first episode of the next season is a special one. How to guys. To be
How to
fair,
make
we're not
friends.
experts, are we? We're not experts. I don't think we can really. We have to do a lot of
I
googling.
actively, I actively try to not make many friends because I just want to turn up places and go about my business. These days, there's an entire area of this county where I can't go anywhere without bumping into people that I know and want to say hello. And it's not that I'm not interested in talking to you. It's just not at that point in time, to be honest with you. Like if I'm in Morrison's doing some shopping or whatever, that isn't your cue to approach me to have a conversation. And most of the people I know won't be listening to this. This is a wasted point. But
You really are a grumpy old sod, aren't you? Jesus
yeah, but I
Christ.
don't I don't claim not to be. I actively tell people I'm a grumpy bastard, but they seem to think I'm not. I don't know why. I've never given them any indication that I'm not that.
Oh, mate. We're like the
No.
old. We're like the old Muppets, you know, the two old men that sit in the
Funny
balcony.
enough, Fuzz, that's not the first time I've been called that.
What an old prick!
You fucking muppet.
Oh mate, this
Oh.
morning I woke up, I went to the gym, got back, just in time for my son waking up, crying his eyes out. I'm like, this is unlike him. Got him out of his crib, and I realised he couldn't see anything. His eyes were glued shut, and I was like, "This is the
Oh.
weirdest thing." I kind of panicked. I'm like, "Has he been playing with prick stick? What's going on here?" And yeah, he's got
Hay fever?
conjunctivitis.
Oh, right, okay.
And that was an experience this morning. To be fair, as soon as he
Is-
realised he couldn't open his eyes, he kind of just calmed down. He was like, "This is life now." He was very content after like 10 seconds. He was
Now
like,
I'm
"This
blind."
is life." Yeah,
Yeah.
now I'm blind.
Has he recovered now? Or is this going to be a long-term fix?
Oh no, it doesn't just go within like half a day. I have to get some fucking eye drops. Do you know what? Right, eye drops, they're expensive. What's
Yeah.
that about? Isn't it just water?
I've
in
never
a
used
fucking-
eye drops.
It was 10 quid for a tiny bottle that you have to keep in the fridge. I'm like, why am I keeping this in the fridge? Is it a bit like ketchup where it says you should, but actually no one does?
Do you not keep ketchup in the fridge?
Oh no, now it's the whole fucking debate.
Oh no, hold on. Do you
Who
keep
wants to
I keep my
dunk? Who wants to dunk chips in cold ketchup? A hot chip in
it's-
freezing cold ketchup.
Yeah, it's really not a thing. But yeah, I keep my ketchup in the fridge.
Sorry, that's mental.
Why?
Because it's like freezing cold ketchup.
But it literally
With
says
a hot chip.
store in a refrigerator.
Nah, I don't do that, mate.
I don't think your ketchup will taste how ketchup should taste. I think your
And do you
ketchup's
know what?
off.
I barely have ketchup. I normally have just spicy sauce. to be
Really?
fair.
Yeah, you're a bit like that. Do you keep your hot sauce in the fridge though?
No. Do you know why?
No.
Who wants to dunk a chip in a fucking cold hot sauce?
A cold hot sauce. Sriracha, you've got to keep in the fridge though, right? I keep my sriracha in the fridge.
I don't ever have that. That's for pussies.
To be
I have
fair-
proper hot sauce.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sriracha has basically replaced ketchup for me, I would say. It's sweet enough that it's the same essentially. But I like the
Yeah.
spice.
If it's cold,
make
anything
sriracha.
tastes the same though. Probably just
Sriracha mayo. Sriracha mayo is
Now mayo, I do keep in the fridge because that's like,
Oh, thank God. Oh, good.
yeah. I was going to say,
Otherwise,
'cause
we'd be having a
that
chat and
would
I'd
go
be saying, yeah, this is probably why your stomach's been doing things.
off. Yeah. We're drinking pints of warm mayo. Yummy.
Yuck.
That sounded slightly rude as well. Hmm.
So we've had a few requests for me to do more geeky talk. You'll be pleased to know.
Okay,
No,
what's
I've
that?
had-
What about exercise stuff? I guess we are an exercise
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, exercise stuff. Now I've got to really clarify because I've spoken to a few people about this in passing. I can't remember whether I've actually spoken about it on the podcast or not, and I don't remember whether I've spoken to you about it specifically. So you also might not be the best test for this,
Okay.
but it's about muscle growth and different rep ranges.
I know all about that.
You said to me on Monday, "My arms have shrunk. My arms have shrunk."
But then
So
I
we
did,
do a
I did
nasty
biceps
bicep
yesterday.
workout.
I
Yeah.
spent 45 minutes on triceps this morning as well, just to
Right.
try. Oh, come on, a week without gym, and then half of that not eating, not
Yeah.
sleeping. My body wasted away. I could see my ribs.
I mean, that's just body fat disappearing. Body muscle does not disappear that quickly.
Well, no, but it felt it. I felt weak, and now I still feel weak, but I look bigger. What are you doing? Playing with your dick?
my
Sorry,
tiny
for the
violin.
YouTubers, for the listeners out there, he was trying to play a tiny violin.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry,
Yeah,
carry on.
These things often don't translate to just sound, do they? Yeah, so it's to do with hypertrophy, basically, and it's
See,
relatively.
I say hypertrophy, and I think that is the way you're
there's
meant to say
nothing wrong.
it.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just think it sounds nicer saying hypertrophy.
Okay,
It sounds
all
a
right,
bit
McKay.
fancier.
I'm going to call you
Yeah.
McKay. you can't say any McKay.
I mean, if you go with the Irish spelling of my last name, that is it. It's Mackay.
Oh no, I was saying your first name.
Oh, that's just wrong. But yeah, it's to do with hypertrophy or hypertrophy, if you're American, and it's the function by which our muscles get bigger, and essentially, if you've done your PT courses, your typical hypertrophy range is 8 to 12 reps, right? And it's not wrong, but new studies and current research is kind of showing that you can grow muscle anywhere between 5 reps and 30 reps, with the condition that you are getting within 1 to 2 reps of failure within that set. So if you had a really light weight, for example, you have to do 30 odd reps, but the weight needs to be sufficient, or tension needs to be sufficient to get you closer to failure, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's the mechanisms by which this happens. We've got mechanical tension, which would be a heavier weight for less reps.
You're referring to
versus-
notes, aren't you?
I have just in
I can
terms
see
of
your eyes going down. It's over
Yes,
like you're falling
I mean-
asleep.
I mean, it's yeah, I've got bullet points basically, but like mechanical
Wow.
tension would be the heavy weight for low reps versus metabolic stress. So, that cramping sensation we get in the muscle when it's about to give out, or been working for a long period of time. So that would be metabolic stress. So build up of lactate in muscles, so on, so on, so on. So, and then somewhere in the middle, in the 12, 15, 20 rep range, is kind of a combination of the two, right? The interesting thing about this is, in theory, if you had 3 people all weighing, say, 85 kilos, in good shape, in theory, they could all look identical in terms of musculature, like how they actually look, but they could operate exclusively within different rep ranges, but hold the same amount of muscle tissue. But they would be able to do and be very good at different things. So the guy that does the higher rep ranges, their endurance would be way better than the guy who's just exclusively working with lower reps, and in theory would be stronger essentially. But take that same person, they wouldn't. And the interesting thing about that is we are predisposed genetically to be good generally at one end of the scale or the other. So some people will naturally prefer working with heavier weights for low reps. Some people naturally prefer taking a lighter weight, but really just going at it until they can't do anymore. What's the good news about this is that you are equally able to build muscle in any of these rep ranges, provided that you're working towards failure.
Yeah. Okay.
Fun stuff.
That is that's boring as fuck, mate.
But these are the things that I listen. Well, you know what?
The listeners wanted it. The listeners got it. Well, happy
Yeah.
listeners. Happy
But yeah.
wife. Happy life.
They requested it, and now back to our usual bullshit.
No. I do agree with you. I think at the same time, it's like I'm trying to encourage people to go to classes. Like I don't do classes as a personal trainer. I'm not doing classes at the moment. I don't know if I ever will. I won't lie. But I do encourage people to go to classes with whatever their goals are. Because as you just said, like you've proven the point that even if their goals are to build muscle, you can go to pump and get to that, find your weight where you are going to be going to a failure at the end of each set.
Yep,
It really builds endurance if that's something you're after, which I think is also an extremely good goal to have. Because, like, let's just say, for instance, right? So I'm going to Disneyland in a couple of weeks, right? I 100% guarantee you I'm going to be more pumped from that than gym, because I'm going to be carrying my fucking 15-kilogram kid around with me for 5 days straight.
15 kilograms.
He's a fat lump, mate. He's a machine.
How old is
He's
he?
a fuzzard. Almost 3
How?
or 2.5.
Holy fuck! Jesus, dude, what the fuck have you been feeding
Don't
him?
forget, well, you look at me. When you look at me and you guess my weight, you wouldn't guess I'm 18 stone, would you?
No, to be fair, I actually wouldn't. Like
No,
I
it's
said,
what I'm
you're about.
saying.
I thought you were about 10 kilos less than what you actually are, but
This is the fuzzy gene, buddy. We are heavy
15
boned,
kilos.
mostly penis at this point, I'd say. But
Can you not actually swim?
he's a tripod, mate.
Are you so dense that you just sink?
Oh yeah, oh no, I can't float. Yeah, if I
Right.
couldn't swim, I'd be fucked, mate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so you don't float. If you just lay back in the water, you don't float.
No, and what's funny is that, like, I remember when I was doing swimming class when I was a kid, I couldn't, and they were like, just lie down. If you're in a panic, stop what you're doing and just lean backwards. And I would do that, and I would just sink to the bottom like a fucking rock. And they're like, yeah, maybe not do that. Maybe not do that.
Interesting. Learning
I'm
things.
just a heavy bastard.
15 kilos, man. He's 3.
It's
If he
about,
carries on at that
well,
rate,
it's about average, I'd say,
like,
though.
is it?
Kind of. I think he's just, well, he's taller and heavier than he should be by a little bit, but not
I need a
overly.
calculator.
What are you calculating?
Rate of growth.
Oh, yeah, things change. People have growth spurts, don't they? So,
Well,
but
that means by the
I've
age of
told you this.
16, at this rate, by the age of 16, he'll be 80 odd kilos.
Yeah, pretty sure I
It's more than
was.
me.
Pretty sure I was that.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, we're a weird species. So I was I had my growth spurt and I stopped growing at the age of 11. I was 6 foot at the age of 11. I know. So that's
I'm
why I
waiting
joined
for
the
mine.
basketball team.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
was
still
like,
waiting for my
yeah,
last one.
you're still
I
waiting for
was,
your last one.
yeah. I mean, I
I'm
was,
still
I
waiting
was
for my first pube.
up until the age of late 15, just before I turned 16. I was probably under 5 foot.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really small. Um, and yeah, then over the course of genuinely one summer, I remember like broke up from school and I grew 8, 9 inches or so. To
Oh,
the point
mate,
where
too much information.
well, yeah,
That's
you
a lot
can
of
try
wanking in one summer.
that. But yeah, so to the point where like obviously I'm always been quite active. I had to completely stop any kind of sports, any kind of martial arts because my knees hurt that much. I
Yeah,
I couldn't do anything other than walk. But anything more than that, I was so much pain.
that's a growth spurt then. Yeah, I had that.
Hmm.
I had to go to physio for that. My knees weren't in the correct place. It's
All
quite
right.
funny. But well, life happens.
Yeah,
The thing
they're a
is,
strange species. Like in
yeah,
the
we're
same way
very
you look at a
different, me
dog,
and you.
you look at like a Chihuahua versus a Great Dane. Technically the same species, but it makes no sense.
Which one's the Great Dane, me or you? I'm confused. Did you just call yourself a
Um,
Chihuahua?
wow. Let me add them. In my head,
That's funny.
I still see myself as quite short, but I don't think I am. I think I'm about average height.
How tall are you again?
5'9".
Five. Yeah, that's about average
Yeah.
for a midget. No, you're
But the
good. You're
weird thing
good.
is, I mean, you've met my dad. Like, I am the tallest one in my family by a long way.
Yeah, you're a tall leprechaun. I'll tell you that. You definitely
Yeah.
wouldn't fit in the pot of gold.
That's all my Irish side of the family as well. They are all just small people. Here's a thought for you.
Stereotypically.
Here's
Yeah.
a thought for you. Are you the strongest person in your family history?
I don't fucking know, mate. Do you know what? How far back are we going? Like, I don't really. I've never done that
Like
ancestry thing. Despite,
the
I
entirety
could
of
probably.
your lineage. Like if you trace it back to caveman.
I don't know, mate. Like,
I
well,
think I am.
like I should be. Like, I should have like studied like because my last name is quite unique, right? As you could probably agree.
Mm,
I could quite easily go back with like the ancestry thing,
yeah.
but I'm too worried about. I don't want to know where my last name came from. Do you know what I mean? I don't. If
Okay.
it's one of those ones that I'm like, I was definitely like, there's some definitely fucked up thing down the line, and I don't want to know about it.
Yeah. Where does that come from?
Yeah,
I mean,
so I'd
I've
rather not
done,
know.
and none of my family have done some research into where my last name is from because McGee's are all over the place at this point in time. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of McGee's in America and stuff. But we actually trace our lineage back to Vikings that came across to Ireland and settled in the southern part of Ireland. That's where our
okay,
DNA comes from, hence the beards.
yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm the strongest person in my family history. Like
Like
I'll
that
go out on a
is
limb and say
quite a
that.
statement to make. Like,
Yeah,
can your head fit through the door still?
it's not my head,
That's
mate. It's my
quite.
massive lats. Fuck you.
It's not as my fucking dick, mate.
But I think that's a great thing to aspire to. No, like I want to be like the strongest person in my
Mm.
genes.
I just think you should just be the strongest you've ever been. Like, compete with yourself. Don't compete with anyone else.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck them.
Just keep growing, mate. Just, you know what I mean? Are you stronger now than you were yesterday? Yes, then that's fine. You're heading in the right
Am I
direction.
stronger now than I was last year? No.
You're not. I know you went through a bit of a bog phase, didn't you, last year?
Yeah, I'm going back towards it though. It's getting there. Wait, it's
Mate,
ticking back
just
on.
eat. Just keep eating.
Do you know
It's
what?
not hard.
Some fucker in the gym came up to me and said, "Oh, Mike, you're looking lean." No, I'm 4 kilos heavier. Fuck you.
I don't really care if I look lean or if I look fat. Or well, to be fair, it's the fat bit that I don't want to look. But I'm just a rhino. I think I've just come to terms with it.
I think you're just dense. Like
I
you
am. Well,
shouldn't be the weight that you actually are. Like you don't look the weight that you actually are.
no,
Like I've trained a lot of people at this point in time. And I know what if I take your body weight and I translate that onto what I think that should look like, it doesn't make sense.
no, it's definitely my left testicle is a lot bigger than my right. I have issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you got real smart scales, it would tell me that. Imagine just like, you know what I mean?
It's all leveled
Anyway,
up.
I had a photo shoot. It was a very weird. I was like, I'm just paying someone to take photos of me. How egotistic can I be here?
No comment.
Obviously,
No, I mean,
it's for business, right?
I'm only commenting from my modelling days. You know.
From your modelling days. Are you still like? Because you're still like the front of Wolf. Is it Wolf? Workout Wolf.
Workout Wolf. Yeah. I don't know why. I've no idea why. Like they don't even speak to me anymore. Like, but they're still using my photos all over the place.
Can you talk about that? Like, was you paid, or was you
No,
paid in like
talk about what
clothing?
you want. Ask away. No, so my client Amy was a director of Workout Wolf, and she
Okay.
needed some people to come and help with like doing a photo shoot for some new clothes. So I said, "Yeah, it's fine. I'll help out. It's not a problem." So I went and did that. She has since left the company, but they're still using my
Alright.
photos all over the place.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame them. Like, clothing was such a big, like, there was a big opportunity, wasn't there, back in the day?
Yeah.
Like the Gymshark sort of era,
Yeah.
right? Like, because Gymshark obviously made it through all those barriers, and then they're just massive, aren't they now? All from
Huge.
very similar to like Amazon story, where they were just building, they were like making clothes in their garage, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and like Workout Wolf could have made it, and it's all down to digital marketing at the end of the day. Just breaking down the barriers. As soon as you can get something viral, that's it. You're a winner.
Yep. Thing for me, even so, Gymshark, I've actually had to block all their adverts on YouTube and all this kind of stuff. I hate the people that they have on their adverts. They're the most irritating fucks on the internet.
I've never seen one, to be fair.
Jesus, like, where are they finding these people? To the point where, like, I'm actively considering never buying from them again because I don't want to support these people. Seriously, like, I'll go find another brand. And basically, all my clothes, the gym clothes, are Gymshark at the moment, so I'm gonna have to find new stuff essentially. Yep.
What's good about it? Like, is it like elastic? Like, I love Under Armour. I love Under Armour. Like, it's so. I like loose clothing. I'm not a big fan of like tight fit.
I suppose, yeah. So Gymshark is more fitted type stuff, I suppose.
Yeah.
But they've gone down the route of like creating more like oversized things. I don't like oversized either, to be honest. I either go fitted or loose fitting, but not oversized. Don't like oversized stuff. Personal preference.
Oversized is like pajamas, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't really like the whole idea of going to the gym is that you want to look good, right? But then they wear a pump cover because you want to cover up what you're making in the gym.
There's a guy
I don't really follow.
There's a guy that goes to the gym, and he's there every single morning. I'm there, he's there, and he wears a hoodie, and it's always worn a hoodie, and like black hoodie, black joggers, and I'm like, I don't understand you. I don't understand.
I think I know exactly what you mean. Got kind of black slick back hair. You might not know because the hoodie.
No, I don't know because he's always got his hood on.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you mean.
But I'm just like, I don't understand where this is going. I really want to like. I'm not saying I really want to see you naked, but I'm just like, I really want to understand whether you've got body dysmorphia. Like what's causing this? Because theoretically, in the gym, if you're not sweating, then you shouldn't belong in the gym. You don't belong there, especially after 2 years. If you've not sweated in 2 years, then what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange, but
have you seen that guy that? There's always one in there. Every gym you go to, there's always a guy in a puffer jacket, like a big thick puffer jacket,
Really?
raincoat thing, and they think it's better because they're going to burn more calories and sweat more shit out
Oh
because
yeah,
they're
okay.
hot.
You
And
know,
I'm
you
like, dude,
just to clarify, if that is something that you do, that you like to wear layers and go and sweat in the gym, um, all you're doing is exactly that. You are sweating. As soon as you drink water, you've undone all that work and you've just made yourself feel like absolute shit for no reason. So don't
yeah,
bother.
I just don't really understand it. It's really weird, isn't it? You can get
That's a
those
lot.
it's basically they're just creating a sauna. Well, the last thing I want to do when I'm working out is be in a sauna, as in
Unless you
like
want to do
during the
like,
workout.
yeah, no, that's not good.
Imagine a bike in a sauna, just riding a bike.
Well,
That's
funny
fine.
enough,
That's
like
going to kill you.
if you were to do a water cut, so let's say you were a powerlifter or a fighter who had to make weight. That's what they do before a fight to make weight, and then they refuel, they carb load, they drink a shit ton of water, and then they're suddenly heavy going into the fight because they weighed the day before.
Oh,
Yeah, same as powerlifting.
yeah. Good to know.
Dangerous,
Water,
really
yeah, water
dangerous.
does play a big part in it.
Hmm.
I drink so much water, it's unreal. Constantly
Yeah,
pissing. That's my issue.
I'm about 3 liters in so far today, and we're at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I'm about the same actually. Oh, so I'm struggling to breathe. I keep muting to cough. I'm not sure if you've noticed.
Yeah,
And
you've got the
sniffing. I've
second
still
leg of the
got.
second week.
Oh, no, this is my third illness since my son started nursery a week and a half ago. It's
Oh
I
god,
don't understand life. These kids, they've got to stop licking windows, mate. I tell you.
it's just the
Fucking
constant
hell.
lurg. They just crawl all over each other, and it's just
Yeah, it's a lag
nasty.
orgy. Probably shouldn't be saying that about fucking 2-year-olds, but
Do you want some dodgy
oh,
joke?
mate, a dodgy joke. Yeah, go on then.
Dodgy
You're
jokes.
the dodgy joke.
What's the difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with large breasts?
Quite a lot of things, I'd say. But go on.
One's a crusty bus station, the other is a busty crustacean.
What is it? That was similar to the joke you made earlier, like the
Yeah.
play on words. I should have
What does
guessed.
Why does the Mexican guy with anxiety take medication?
We can't. This isn't racist, is it? We could have Mexican listeners to this. Will
Fast.
it piss them off?
To deal with his panic attacks.
Say the question again.
For fuck's sake. Why does the Mexican guy with anxiety take medication? To deal with his panic attacks.
I don't get it. Oh, Hispanic. Oh,
Yeah.
Hispanic.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate. I'm half deaf. I'm half. Well, I'm half dead actually. I mentioned before that my wife is revolving everything this year, all of her life decisions, on our trip to Disneyland in 2 weeks. And I only realised the reason why she's put my son in nursery last week was to get all these illnesses out the way before Disney. I'm like, oh my god, you've really fucking overthought this,
Wow.
haven't you? Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I was just like, this is mental.
Is that a bit cruel, or is it kind?
I don't know what it is, but I think it's psychotic, and I think if people that have listened to or watched Baby Reindeer, I'm starting to get these vibes now. I'm starting to realize where I am in life.
That's real planning. There's planning
Yeah,
gone into that.
She's got way too much time on her hands.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on, and I just don't
Okay.
understand. I'm like, I wish you'd like stress more over actual important stuff.
And I mean, I don't know if this thought has crossed your mind, but hopefully this, maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Do you think she sent your son to nursery to make him ill to then get you ill in advance of Disneyland?
Yeah, that's
Put
why
it
she's done
mildly.
it. That's what I said. Yeah.
For you specifically, not your son.
No, for all of us as a family.
Right, okay.
As a
Right.
family, in 2 weeks' time, we should be Disneyland ready based
Yep.
on my wife's fucking calculations, apparently. Oh, it's unreal. Like, the thing is, she doesn't
can't
think
tell
about
if
anything
I'm-
else.
I can't tell if that's really callous or if I'm really impressed. And I'm not sure what side of the fence I'm laying on here.
I just feel like too much time and effort has gone into this. It's not even a fucking week. We're there for 6 days.
Yeah.
And half the time I spent fucking driving there, I swear. Like, do you know what? Her expectations are so high at this point, they can only be crashing down when we get there.
Do you want to know the last time I went to Disneyland?
What? When?
I was human trafficked there.
Yeah, you told me. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if we mentioned it on the podcast or not.
I can't remember. I don't
But
know if I
yeah, I
should.
do know this story.
I don't know if this is going to go the way of
I
immigration
don't know if you
officials or
should
whatever.
share it on the podcast.
Fuck it. Yeah, some we'll say some people, um, undisclosed people, hid me in the boot of a car. They hid me in the boot of a
That is
car
crazy.
in the UK.
Because you didn't have a passport, wasn't it?
I didn't have a passport. Yeah, my passport had to be sent off for something. I can't remember. I don't know. I was young. I was like 4, maybe. And these
In a
people,
boot of a car at the age of
yeah,
4.
these people, not my family. I will clarify, not my family.
Jesus Christ.
Hid me in the boot of a car, and they covered me over with a coat as we went across like the Eurostar, like the Eurotunnel into France to go to Disneyland Paris. So yes, technically, I have been human trafficked as a child. What if I'm not me? What if I'm actually
You
some
definitely
French boy
are
they brought
you.
back? Well, you don't know that. You don't know that for definite. Like, what if I'm actually Miguel from France? Miguel? That's Spanish, but what if I'm some French person that they brought back? Do you know what I mean?
You
What
look
if the
too
real
much
me
like
is
your
like,
dad to not be you, mate.
you don't know that? What if the real me is knocking about in France somewhere? What if this is the reason I'm taller than all my family? Questions.
Oh, yeah.
But my real point about raising this on the podcast, guys, where's my charity? Why has nobody raised a charity for me? I am a victim of human trafficking.
Mate, you went to Disneyland for free. Shut the fuck up. But I don't know why
Yeah.
you're complaining. Imagine being kidnapped and then you come out of a boot and you're like, Mickey Mouse.
Disneyland. This is an advert for all children to always accept the sweets and go into cars with people.
Yeah, you never know where you're going to end up in life. You're going to end
I
up
might
in the
just want to
fucking
take you to
Disneyland
Disneyland. You
Paris.
don't know. Oh God.
So did you have to stay in the boot the entire tunnel?
No, I think they basically covered me over with a coat, and when I got through customs, they basically uncovered me and like, ta-da! Now you're fine. Because they're not checking you when you're on the train or whatever.
No.
Or in,
I can
do
see
you know what
how
I mean?
you're scarred from that though. Like at the age of 4, that is quite. What did they even tell you there? Did they even explain to you when you were 4? Just let you know we're having to do this illegally.
I honestly don't remember. I remember vague bits of going to Disneyland at that age, but it's very much vague.
Yeah.
But whenever I raise this with my family, they're just very much like, "Oh yeah, but you're fine." Yeah, but I very well might not have been. These people are not related to me in any way. Like we don't know them anymore. They fucked off to Scotland and probably taken half the fucking neighbourhood with them.
Well, unless they've got passports.
Well, like, yeah, but they don't
That's
see any
unreal.
issue with it. No issue.
Back in the day, there was a lot less sort of what's the word? People weren't so pedantic, were they? There was less rules.
Less terrorism.
Yeah, there was less Madeleine McCann things going
Yeah. You'd like to say less human trafficking, but if anything, it was probably more.
on. Probably.
And apparently,
Less
a lot of it
traffic,
undetected.
This podcast's going a weird route, isn't it? The next thing
It
on my
always
list
does.
was just about to talk about the price of ice cream. This is the reason why we need a month off.
Oh,
we need a month off. We need to get our heads together. We need to come up with some actually good content. Not me bitching about. Do you know what though?
what more
This
do
is
you
a word
want?
of a lie, right?
I've just given you my human trafficking story. This is an exclusive. What more do you want?
This is gold shit going on.
Well,
I'm just going to change the subject and just say, I
so,
bought 2
ice
ice
cream.
creams, right? I bought 2
Yeah.
ice creams, right? One had 2 scoops, and they were in like a little tub because I can't have
Yeah.
gluten because I'm a gluten douche, right? And the other
Yeah.
one was in a little tub, a tiny little fucking sauce tub. You know, you get at McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Because it was for my son.
Yeah.
Guess how much that was? 2 scoops of ice cream, and I'm on about like normal scoops, not like large scoops you'd get in like America. Normal scoops of ice cream in a tiny little tub.
Like one they'll go onto like a cone normally, yeah?
I'd say it's even smaller than that. I'd say if it was in a
Right.
cone, it would fucking sink to the bottom.
Or a flake, like a cone with a flake in it is what? Just over a pound or so? Like,
Is it? I think it's more like £2.50 nowadays.
is it?
Yeah.
Fuck that. How much did you pay then?
2 scoops of ice cream
Yeah.
at our local cafe, Mike. I
Okay.
won't say
Yeah, go on.
names.
Yeah.
2 small scoops of ice cream is £5. One scoop is 3.
Fuck off.
I know, and I didn't see the prices. So I was like, oh, Ted, you just had your first day at nursery. I'm going to go over and we'll have a little ice cream together and talk about the day. All of a sudden, I had to pull out a fucking mortgage just to get some ice cream. £8? I almost didn't pay it. I almost went, you can fuck right off.
Sorry, hang
unreal.
on. It was £8 for both of you.
Yeah, it was £8 for both of us.
No.
Yeah.
No.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's crazy. Go in there and have a little look if you don't believe me. But yeah, 2 small scoops of ice cream and a little fucking, literally, I've got nothing around that I can show you. But you know those little, like, just a little bowl?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that would honestly, I would probably go, no, you're right, leave it. I'm not, that's
I
ridiculous.
almost did, but we live right next to them.
What
I can't
what
really
type
do
of
that.
ice cream is it? We're not talking like Ben and Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs. We're talking like out of a tub sort of stuff, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah, basically, but like flavoured, like bubblegum flavour or mint chocolate chip or whatever.
Yeah,
I
but
do
you can
love
go to,
bubblegum. Like, bubblegum ice cream's the best.
really?
I am a little kid inside.
Mint choc chip I can get on board with. I really can. But
Oh, I love mint chocolate chip, but bubblegum's like nostalgic as fuck.
I mean, if we're doing ice cream, it's Ben and Jerry's or nothing. Like, I'm not.
There's so many Ben and Jerry's.
Okay, I'll clarify. I'm not a big fan of ice cream in general, but Ben and Jerry's does something for me. In order,
But what flavour?
will you fucking pipe down? I'm getting to it.
I'm getting impatient. I want ice cream.
Number 1, rank 1, chocolate fudge brownie.
Rank one. Oh, sorry, rank one.
Rank 1.
I thought you wanked over ice cream, man.
Well, yeah, that happens. Chocolate fudge brownie. It's the best. It's the best flavour. You can't argue with it. It's the best. Like, it's just
Okay.
no doubt. Number 2 and 3 are kind of up for switching potentially, but number 2, fish food. I like the chocolate chunks. You know, the little frozen chocolate chunks you get in there, the fish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that works for me. And number 3, I'm going cookie dough.
I think cookie dough could be number one, but my number one, you don't really see it about nowadays. Have we tried the birthday cake one?
No, I don't think I have. I don't know if I'm a birthday cake, though, to be fair.
No, I'm not a big fan of birthday cake, but it's like
Mm.
it's got like marshmallows and like little bits of icing in and stuff. It's quite nice.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
And you'd have cookie dough up there as well.
Cookie dough is good, you know. What was the other one that I liked? Oh, I can't remember now. I've not had Ben and Jerry's in ages. They're quite overpriced, I'd say.
They are, but they do work for me. They do.
I think my favourite flavour ice cream in a tub is like honeycomb. Have you had like a honeycomb one?
Possibly. I think in a tub, I'm going like either just boring chocolate, but like if you're going to get like chocolate, you're going to get proper chocolate, like the Haagen-Dazs with like the chocolate flakes on top. You know, that's
Yeah.
That works for me.
Oh, I'm really hungry for ice cream now. Can I have ice cream,
Well,
please, Daddy?
luckily, you're walking distance to the most overpriced cafe in the universe.
Well, that. But I just go to the shop now. That since that's been took over, there's actually quite a lot of cheap options with like grocery stuff, like premium ice cream. A big tub of premium ice cream is like £2.50, which is not bad.
We're not talking the like corner shop. You're talking about the one near the cafe.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. What else is on my list? Oh yeah, for Ted going to the nursery for the first time. That was emotional. I wasn't emotional, but
you were
my wife
shitting
was
out of your ass.
Emotional. No. Yeah. But my wife was crying the entire time he was there. It was weird.
Really?
Yeah, when I had two fucking kids.
I can't comment because I don't know what that's like.
Yeah. Do you know what? Right. So I did write down here what it's like, and for people that don't have kids, and this is, I would say, if there's any parents out there listening to this, I think they'd agree with me.
Okay.
So, explaining to someone without kids what it feels like.
Yeah.
Because it's basically, you're giving your kid to a stranger, really.
Yep.
You don't know who they are. Depending on the nursery, like the one that we've taken them to is really nice because they came over and they introduced themselves to us at home the day before kidnapping our child.
Yeah, and taking them to Disneyland. Yeah.
But basically, right, it is just imagine this, right? Put in everything that you own, right now, including your house and all your gadgets and everything that you have, all your money
Mhm.
in a locker
Yep.
somewhere, locking it with a key, and on the key ring itself, it has directions and the code and everything, anything that you need to know where the locker is and how to access everything in the locker,
Yep.
and giving that key to just a stranger, just to trust them and look after it. And then 4 or 8 hours later, depending on how long your kid's in nursery, going to pick up that locker key again, just expecting it to be absolutely fine.
Okay.
It is that level of anxiety.
Yep.
Do you
Do you
get
know
it
the
or not?
first thought that came into my head was me entrusting my cats to look after, or someone to look after.
Yeah.
But whether that's a good or a bad thing, like I wouldn't be fussed if like someone lost my car or my house. But if they hurt my cats, I'd string them up.
You are a bit of a weird cat man.
Do you know, it's not cats; it's animals. I prefer animals over people.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
But I mean, like, a
like
kid is
if someone
different. It's
if
like
someone
it's
came
like a
along.
miniature version of you.
But the thing is, if someone came along and like, I don't know, punched my brother, I'd be like, he might have deserved that, right?
But you
Likely
wouldn't punch a
does.
cat, though.
If you punched a cat or a dog, whether it's my cat or dog, in front of me, I will break your neck. Like that will happen. I do not like people being nasty to animals.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like, did that kind of work though? Explaining it in that way, or not? You were just focused
Yes,
so much on your fucking cat, weren't you? You
but
weirdo.
yeah, I guess yeah, it makes sense because if that's what I was thinking about, then yeah, I suppose it's the same thing.
Cats have what? What's the lifespan of a cat? Your cat's going to die before you die, and you know it. In your head, you know that's going to happen.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
mentally prepared for it before you even think about it.
I had a cat live to the age of 24. Like I had that cat,
Okay.
like it was as old as I was when he died.
Wow.
Yeah,
How did you deal with that?
it's weird
I
because
tell you
I'd
what.
never.
I'll tell you exactly how you dealt with it. You got
Hmm,
another cat.
I got more cats. Yeah,
Yeah, that's yeah, yeah.
yeah. No, I get it. It's yeah, it's on because the thing is, you would deal with a situation with your son a specific way that you deem fit, and then
Yeah.
you're basically expecting this person to be able to deal with that the same way.
Yeah, like, it's a bit different now because he's a bit older, but definitely like a year ago, like when they're creating their own personality, you kind of want to have a say, and you want
Mm,
them to have habits. You want to set their own habits and like set sort of boundaries and sort of parenting techniques where they can sort of react differently in different situations when you don't want them to do something. So
yeah,
obviously, and what's funny is that a lot of people don't realize is that this is such a key age because over like from when they're born to like 6 or 7,
mm,
everything that you do and all their life experiences impact them as they grow older,
yeah,
and like they then have to get out of that. Like for instance, an eating disorder, right? So
yeah,
like let's just say with you, when you're a kid, with your parents, like you can't come off the table unless you finish everything that you eat. You can't
yeah,
get
pretty
down
much.
unless you finish everything that you eat.
Yep,
And we're all very similar to that. Like when we were kids, if you're like 30 plus, and that has set some sort of food disorder before we don't really realize it, but like
mm.
our now our lives almost revolve around like breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
And you must eat
and
all
like
of what you get. Yeah,
yeah, and it's almost like food is a reward, and like you can't really what do you know what I mean? You kind of like big news. Let's go get a takeaway,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
just like and it's unreal, really. Like there's
yeah.
other stuff you can do to celebrate.
Well, it's interesting
But
because I think you spoke to my client in the gym, Lindsay, who deals with a lot of like counselling and all this
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah,
And essentially, like all eating disorders are in some way related to like it's emotional, basically. Like you've got some kind of
yeah,
unpacked trauma hidden somewhere, which is interesting for me because I need to know little bits about that. It's not my expertise to kind of unpack that, but I need to know if I'm asking someone to do this thing in terms of losing weight and eating a certain way, potential reasons
yeah,
why they might not be able to do that and how I
yeah.
can potentially signpost
It's an
them.
emotional barrier.
Yeah, but I mean, 100% that will stem back to childhood in some ways, somewhere, some form, you know?
Yeah,
That's where it all
it
comes
is
from.
because when you're a child, you're still developing, your brain's still developing, and it remembers those significant things annoyingly because like my parents spoiled us when we were kids. Like the amount of holidays we went on and the amount of like the amount of times we went to Disneyland or Disney World, right? It's
Mm,
unreal. They really spoiled us. And do you know what? I don't remember much of that at all. But I
yeah,
do remember like any sign of trauma when I was a kid, or
yeah,
like the negatives, or like animals dying. I remember all of the negatives, and that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
way that our human brains are programmed because we want like the reason why it's all fear, and the reason
It's
behind that is to
protective.
stay alive. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
100%.
this goes back to when we were cavemen, and it's a self defense mechanism. And that's why we carry all this trauma when now we're adults, and that's all
Yeah.
we remember. And it's so hard to reprogram your mind, but it is easy on paper because at the end of the day, all it is just creating a habit. And the way
Well,
to
this is
create a
it.
habit is by just doing something every single day.
I think I told you before about swimming for me. So I didn't learn to swim till I was about 16, 17, that sort of age, because I was terrified of water. So when I was about
Yeah,
6, I think, I was like fished out of a pool because I was nearly drowning. This was when I was at school, by the way. Like, this wasn't just me randomly pissing about in the pool or in the sea.
yeah.
This is while I was at school in a swimming lesson and I had to be fished out, basically. And yeah, terrified of water up until, and people would say, "Oh, just try and do some lessons." Like, no, no, you don't understand. I ain't stepping foot in a pool. How the
Yeah.
fuck am I going to do lessons without getting into a pool? Explain that one. Um, but yeah, kind of had to get over it and just kind of figure it out
So,
essentially. But
so why? What actually happened at that? What happened?
oh, I
Why
was
did you need
out.
fishing
Like,
out?
I near enough drowned, basically.
But why? How?
I don't know. I guess the teacher just wasn't paying attention to me, given I couldn't swim.
Oh wow,
And yeah, they dragged me out.
wow.
Yeah, not a pleasant experience. I can tell you that much. And I remember that.
No,
I can tell you that much right now.
yeah. So we were similar. So my wife's mum is terrified of water,
Mm,
and that obviously does impact, especially back in those days where like there weren't that many classes and stuff. But that obviously impacted my wife, and I was terrified of the sea. And
mm,
I'm not terrified now. Like for some reason, as soon as I turned like 20, I turned all my fears into like hobbies. So I was
okay.
terrified of heights. I've always have been terrified of heights. And then for
Mm,
some reason I turned 20 and then I was just like jumping out of planes and shit. I've told you, we've gone through this, haven't we?
yeah, yeah,
But we said to ourselves, right, our son or our daughter or whatever we're gonna have, as soon as they can like crawl, we want them to um deal with all of our bullshit first. So
yeah,
he was swimming by the age of like I think 4 months,
yeah. That's really good.
which yeah, do you know what I mean? Because we were just like right, we want him to kind of conquer what we're scared of,
Hmm.
and then to avoid that impacting him.
Yeah.
And I think I threw him out of a plane when he was 6 months. No, I'm just joking. No, he's not. He's not done that yet. But obviously
Just a second
he's
story
not.
window.
Sorry,
Just a second story window onto a mattress. That'll do.
there's a second story window. Yeah, no, but like the thing is, there's two fears, right? There's two fears um, that we're naturally scared of when we're
Hmm.
born. One of them is loud noises.
Yep.
So as soon as we're born, we're scared of loud noises, and that's the reason why, like, if you make a loud noise in front of a baby, they will cry.
Right.
And the other one is falling.
Okay.
So, and that's why you test the way they test babies' reactions is literally by just lifting them up slightly and then just dropping them and seeing
Yeah.
what they do, seeing if they try
Yeah.
and catch themselves or put their arms out. And
Right.
that way they know that baby, there's nothing wrong with their brain, there's nothing wrong with the way that they react.
Okay.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's nowadays,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
2024. There's no real like technology behind it. All they do is
Just gonna
lift the
drop
baby
them.
up very slightly and just drop them
Yeah.
and see how they react. But they're the two natural fears. And then if you're scared of anything else after that,
It's
that's
learned.
because of your childhood.
Yeah. So fear of heights then, realistically, is fear of falling.
Yeah. So that it's a
Yeah.
natural fear.
Yeah. That's
But
a pretty normal
people
one.
conquer that. People can conquer that with obviously just habit again. Like the amount of
Yeah.
planes you go on or the amount of times you go up and down lifts. Like I
Yeah.
used to avoid lifts when I was a kid.
Yeah. I can't say I've I don't know. I don't think I've ever really been scared of heights. Like, I think if you put me on top of something really tall with nothing to hold on to and make me look down, yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough. But I've always quite liked climbing and stuff like that. But yeah, the big one for me was water. But yeah,
water. Yeah,
got over it.
but again, that's because obviously you've had a bad experience,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Anyway,
nasty.
this is a long episode. But yeah, we this is the last one of the season.
Hmm.
Thank you for listening. If you're at this far in,
You made it.
you made
Congrats.
it. Congrats! And if you've watched every single episode of this season, please get in touch.
At least put
You
a
might
comment
win.
on
You
and
might
tag
win a
some
mug.
people. So
We
you can win a
got a
mug.
free mug to give away.
Take this mug.
To be honest with you, it's nice knowing that I've got a spare mug in case something happens to this. Bit of peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've not done well on that giveaway. We haven't done well, have
Hmm.
we? I think maybe I set too many barriers. I didn't realize no one had friends. Maybe that's the issue.
We need to know our audience a little bit better, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we fucked up on that
Interesting.
one.
Yeah.
But I do have another giveaway on my personal Fuzzy Logic Instagram and Facebook. If you want to attend this year's iWade Rock Festival, you can win 2 tickets just by following me and sharing the post. It's as simple as that. We've already got quite a few entries for that one, which is good. It's good to know that there's some people interested in tickets, but that no one gives a fuck about a mug. I think we should have got a tea towel.
We
We'll
should
get
have
a
gone
tea towel
towel.
next time.
Yeah. Or a t-shirt or something.
T-shirt, nah, people
We
aren't
could
going to
get
wear
a
that as a
t-shirt with
t-shirt.
the logo which says like Between Sets Podcast on the front, and then on the back, I listen to these two twats with our faces on there.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one. But do you know what? Tea towels are in, right? Like if you go to
What do you mean? No,
concerts,
hang on. What do you mean?
no,
Tea
no, no.
towels are
Listen,
in.
listen,
Oh,
listen. If you go to concerts or gigs or whatever you call them, right? Like
yeah.
if you go to Wembley or O2, whatever, every single band or whatever are selling tea towels instead
Fuck off.
of
No, they're not. What do you
seriously
mean?
100%. Instead of like scarves or t-shirts or mugs or whatever, everyone's buying tea towels from them. I think there must be a lack of tea towel. There's a tea towel shortage or something. I don't know.
Like, is that because it's the only product on sale? Because who in their right fucking mind is going to a concert and buying a fucking tea towel?
Well, no, they don't go there just to buy a fucking tea towel. They get one as like a memorabilia. Because
Okay.
don't forget,
Would,
I feel like it's a really good. I think it's a good idea.
no,
Like,
it's not. Would they buy
why
literally
is it
anything
not?
else? Do they have t-shirts available?
Yeah, but you don't wear like a lot of the time. You don't wear the t-shirts, do you? Because one, they're
You
not
don't wear a
comfortable.
tea
Two,
towel.
like no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The tea towel is just in the kitchen, and you use it as a functional thing. So
Go a
it's
step
probably
further.
more practical.
Go a step further. Get branded, marketed toilet paper. Wipe your ass with it instead. You're not
Well,
wearing
no,
that.
because then it just goes down the toilet.
Fucking hell.
I think it's a good idea.
They're wiping up mess with their merchandise that they're paying extortionate prices for.
I think it's a good idea. It's basically a reusable. No, no, I was going to say reusable toilet roll, but it's not. You're not wiping your ass with it. Hopefully not. Anyway. Anyway, I need to cough. Hopefully, next time you listen to us, I will be 100% well, and my nose won't be blocked, and yeah, I won't be coughing every fucking 5 minutes and yawning. Yeah, but yeah, we are. So we're taking a month off. The reason we're taking a month off is just to kind of like we want to spend some time investing in the podcast. So we want to ramp up a few media techniques.
I'm fucking knackered.
Yeah, we're all quite knackered, aren't we?
I just want to sleep.
Yeah. Plus, it kind of gives us some time to create some reels from the previous episodes and get the ball rolling a little bit more with the podcast. Because we're fully aware that there's a lot of competitors out there. There's a lot of podcasts about. We want to do a little bit more research, I'd say, on how we can be more engaging with you guys, how we can be a bit more entertaining. And if you're listening to this right now, please get in touch. Let us know why you listen to us, what you want to hear more of. If you want to hear more of Mike being a nerd, I can just shut up and just listen. If that's the case.
What that means is he's going to stick a photo up where you currently see his face.
Yeah.
He's just going to fuck off to the kitchen and sit in silence. Yeah. While I ramble on.
myself for tea. Do you know what? I'm addicted to tea. I've never been addicted to tea. I've not been a tea drinker. But last week I couldn't drink coffee. I was told, do not drink coffee. Coffee is the worst thing to have with what I had with my stomach.
Right.
But tea's not too bad. And I was drinking tea quite a lot. And now I'm just addicted. It's amazing. It's absolutely so refreshing.
You're talking about like English tea, like breakfast tea?
Yeah, just normal tea, milk and 2 sugars. Not
Fuck.
sugars, obviously.
Yeah.
Sweeteners. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Thanks for listening, guys. Anything else you want to say, Mike? Anything else you want to share? Any big news?
Nah.
Should we try and guess where we're going to be in a month's time? That's a good one for us.
As in personal lives, business lives, other.
Everything. So, what do you want to achieve in the next month? Let's hold ourselves accountable to our listeners.
Okay. I want my nutrition/sports massage business ready to pull the trigger to go into the corporate world.
Nice.
That's my plan. What about you?
Nice. I want to create. I don't know. I want to create more reels and shorts for my PT business. I've been very heavily focused on Fuzzy Logic. Like I won't name names, but you probably know the guy that I'm on about. There's a guy that is constantly posting reels. And it's doing my nut in because they're not good. And as much as they're engaging and it's quite funny, they're not very informative from my client base side of things. And it's just annoying me because, like, if I can't find the time, then how is he? You're going to get that in life. I know you are. But I'm like, hang on a minute. I need to fit some time in. I need to create some reels. And then I want to just, like, create, like, a whole month's worth at once and then just have that running in the background. Because, because I'm doing it for everyone else. I've got 5 clients that I'm doing it for, all these reels and social media content. And I do all of it 30 to 60 days in advance. So they just run automatically. Yeah. But I don't prioritize myself. It's just so fucking ironic.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, that's kind of where I want to be.
Every time I tell myself I should do more filming in the gym to be informative, I start to reach for the tripod and run away from it. I hide. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you guys listen to this now, and we'll end the podcast, but if you want to be in any of my videos, let us know, and we'll make it happen. I need my own cameraman. I can't video myself constantly. Tripod, yeah. I am a human tripod. Right, guys, have a good month. Thanks for listening to the season. Please get in touch with your ideas on how we can improve for the next season, and we'll see you guys in June. That's proper summer. That is. That's scary.
I'll be sweating.
I'll be the sweatiest man in the room.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good month.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy. Bye.